Welcome to episode 12 of This Song Fucking Sucks. Before we get going with the show, here's the business. Today's guest is Luke Guidi, whose buddy Stanford and my buddy Leonard Feingold played together in the Northern California Spasmatics, who you can find this weekend, Friday, June 10th, and Saturday, June 11th at Cache Creek Casino, as well as the following weekend on Friday, June 17th at Dan's in Walnut Creek, and Saturday, June 18th at Feather Falls Casino in Oroville. My esteemed co-host JP Von Hitchberg, who will be sorely missed from this episode, can be found at schwarzenator.com, dinosaurdick.com, and at xschwarzeneggerx on Twitter. I can be found at jeffkalmbach.com, that's JEFFKALMBACH.com. You can find me on the Facebooks, facebook.com/JeffKalmbachsmusic, at Jeff Kalmbach on Twitter, at Jamback, JAMBAC on Instagram. You can get my dusty old EP, This Is Not Here, on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, blah, 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 blah. And if you like our show, find us on Facebook at facebook.com/TSFnS. We're also on Twitter at TSFnSucks. Now on SoundCloud and Google Play. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes. And when you find us on iTunes, it will be fucking F*****ing sucks. This Song Fucking Sucks official and This Song Fucking Jams, a pleasant alternative playlists are available on YouTube and Spotify, so you can hear all these songs all at once. You can jam on them in your cubicle and torture your neighbors. Don't forget to tell a friend, because that's how this gets sent out. And you could also hashtag TSFnS for all your This Song Fucking Sucks comments and complaints. Met a girl, thought she was grand, fell in love, found out firsthand. Went well for a week or two, then it all came unglued. Today we listened to She Fucking Hates Me by Puddle of Mud. This song fucking sucks. Everybody, today I've got my good friend Luke with me.
What's up?
His buddy Stanford and my buddy Leonard, they hang out with the Spasmatics, so there's that.
They like to get silly together, it's true.
That's right. We get funny. And today we're getting funny with some Puddle of Mud in this song, She Hates Me. What's funny about the song is I hate it.
It's true. It's a really puddle of shit.
The song is garbage. This is like 2002... from their record Come Clean, which is gross on its own. But we're looking at this album cover, and it's got the little kid peeing. I can see his butt cheeks, and it's grossing me out. And then it's called Come Clean. And it's like, everything's wrong about that.
That's some pedophilia going on right there.
Yeah, that is straight up pederass action, you know? It's all images I don't want commingling.
And how many kids did they have to audition to see their ass before they pick the one? They're like, that's the child's ass I want.
I have a feeling they didn't need to do any, but they did anyway.
It's probably just a bunch of naked kids in their backyard.
We're going to need a cattle call on this one. Let's just get every kid that we can find. All right, drop your trousers, kid.
You got it, kid. You're going to make it in this world.
Well, let's see the next one anyway. You never know. Leave no kid's pants unturned.
Sounds about right.
She hates me.
She fucking hates me.
I fucking hate this. So, first of all, this band is very much the sad afterbirth of Nirvana. There's no question about it. They're like, we want to be Nirvana.
Like if you took Nirvana and made it as shitty as possible.
Let's remove everything that's good about Nirvana and just have like the little shell of it. Well, we'll have like this certain kind of guitar chords and guitar sounds, and I'll do an impression of Kurt Cobain with my voice and stuff, and then that's it. But then the songs, instead of having some kind of cool avant-garde depth and interest, it'll be like second grade storytelling with no subtext and just like Dr. Seuss rhyming.
And let's make sure we never change our chord progression in any of the songs that we do. Let's just keep it all the same.
Yes.
Because that's the way to go verse, chorus, bridge, is just keep it all the same. Why not?
Keep it all the same. Why not?
It's genius. That's absolutely genius.
Fuck this chord progression. Bullshit. And so before we even like start talking about it, you dialed up that one cut, the Suicidal Tendency song.
So I saw your mom they just ripped that song off. That's what Puddle of Mud did.
It's unbelievable. Like, the chords are the same, or at least the progression, and then the melodic and rhythmic part of the melody is all the same.
Exactly the same.
And when did that happen? When Suicidal Tendency? So it's got to be like early 90s.
Early 90s, and then they came out with that song 2002. Oh, it was 01 or 02, something like that.
02 was the record.
Okay.
Was She Hates Me came out. According to Wiki, he wrote it in 1993.
Yeah, right after he heard Suicidal Tendencies.
I've got an idea for a song. That song.
Yeah, let's just do that song.
I got an idea for a song. It's called Jeremy, and it's basically Jeremy from Pearl Jam.
What do you think?
Oh, it's a hit.
Well, we all know that Puddle of Mud was signed by the one and only Fred Durst.
That's right.
So
thanks, Fred.
Thanks, Fred, for bringing
for that.
He tried to revive the grunge scene back in the early 2000s, and unfortunately, we had to hear Puddle of Mud come out of that, and many other great bands. Stained, perhaps.
Thanks for that too.
Don't forget Godsmack. You can't leave Godsmack out of that.
Fuck them. Boston staple.
I know. Unfortunately, there's a lot of great bands from Boston, and then there's a lot of shit.
And then there's them. Stained was like from Massachusetts.
They were Western Massachusetts. Yeah. They were found at a Limp Bizkit show, and they brought their CD with them, and I guess they wouldn't stop trying to get Fred Durst to listen to it, and he finally did, and he was like, "That's just as shitty as my band. Let's put that on the radio."
Awesome. Yeah, he had like an A&R thing going on with like Sony or something, and why are you giving it to this idiot frat boy cocksucker? He's the most hated man in the music industry.
He's one of them for sure.
And like, it's like, yes, let's make this guy a tastemaker.
He knows what's hip. He knows.
Good. He wears like his cap backwards and
it's red. He's got a red cap on.
Give me someone to rape. And actually, Wiki says on the page for She Hates Me, the chord progression is similar to the main chord progression in Suicidal Tendencies, I Saw Your Mommy, which has led to accusations that Puddle of Mud plagiarized the song. And that's all it says about it. It's like, yes.
And whatever happened to him? Nothing. Did they ever get sued by Suicidal Tendencies? Did anything ever happen? Probably not.
I don't know why they didn't. Maybe there was a backdoor deal or something. I think a big thing is because it at least used to be that you couldn't copyright a chord progression.
Right.
Right? Because it's a very finite thing. There's only so many chord progressions. If you could, every blues artist in the world would be suing every other blues artist in the world because many blues has the same chord progressions, right?
Right.
And so I think that's a practicality thing. But also with that recent lawsuit with the Marvin Gaye family against Robin Thicke.
Right.
Where they basically sued because it was like
the same vibe.
The same vibe.
Yeah.
So now apparently you can be sued because of the vibe. So that's kind of changed the copyright landscape.
Yeah, fast forward 20 years and it's completely changed.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, probably for the best because there is so much sampling and all that kind of stuff going on that, maybe if it slows that down a little bit and people become a little bit more mindful of, is this blatantly something else,
As long as Vanilla Ice doesn't have a say in it, we'll be okay.
Yeah.
We won't have to know.
At least he sampled something good. So there's that.
True.
Not to say that Marvin Gaye isn't spectacular.
No, spectacular.
But I do take issue with it in that, like, I heard it, but it was a different song. It was like the song wasn't the same. It just had the same, like, stuff in the background,
Right. You put a little cowbell in the beginning and all of a sudden...
Right. Well, it's like... I wrote a salsa song with a salsa band. Is Tito Puente gonna fucking sue me because it's the same vibe? Like,
yeah, it just all depends if Tito wants to play. That's the deal.
Yeah, I guess so. And it's like, it's not Marvin suing. It's Marvin's family.
Right.
You know, and we got to live off of our dad's fucking thing, so.
Poor bastards.
Yeah, I know. Where were they in, 1980 or something when Off the Wall came out and Can't Stop Till You Get Enough came out? You know? They weren't suing over that vibe.
No, definitely not.
But, that's kind of a little in-house since it's all Motown. So maybe it's just like a family thing. And
yeah, you just...
To be honest, it was probably the same guys playing it. So
probably doing a lot of the music.
What do you mean? That's what we do.
But, Puddle of Mud, we can't even equate to anything that Marvin Gaye would do. So we've got to...
That's a good point.
We got to steer clear of that.
No, it's funny how it gets back onto something decent. God, he wants to be Nirvana so bad, and it's like, you missed the boat completely.
I feel like when this band came out, it was just a joke, like from the very beginning.
Right.
And anybody who took it seriously was probably a douchebag.
Yeah.
They were very douchey, because that's the only people I knew who would actually love Puddle of Mud.
Yeah, it's a lack of subtext. It's just this totally surface thing of, oh, this guy, they kind of have some heavy stuff in the chorus, and this guy, he's got a raspy voice, and he says, fuck, yay!
I love it.
I feel like I picture, like, a really, really tubby girl, like, with some piercings and, like,
in her clitoris. Absolutely, come on. That you could never see.
If you could find it,
If you could find it.
And then, like, a strand of pink and an obsession with Jack Skellington, being like, I love this band.
They're my favorite.
I listen to them every night in my trailer.
While I finger my butthole.
Ah, come on.
Hey, at least you can find it.
It takes half an hour, but when I get there...
It is wet.
Oh, come on. Jesus.
Hey, I'm just trying to stick with Puddle of Mud,
Right.
We got to stick to the theme. That's the deal.
Yeah, this bitch is putting out a Puddle of Mud for Puddle of Mud. I wonder how many times fans sent that to them. Like,
Zinga.
I got a Puddle of Mud for Puddle of Mud. Yeah.
Those are the kind of ladies you want backstage.
Straight from the trailer. And then the rhyme scheme for this song is so retarded. Just straight A, B, B, A, B, B.
Absolutely.
Met a girl, thought she was grand. First of all, second grade lyric writing.
Absolutely.
Complete second grade. Met a girl, thought she was grand.
She was grand. We got to focus on grand.
She was grand.
I mean, come on. That's what you're going to say about a girl?
That's true. Hey, Luke, I met this girl. She was pretty grand.
Hey, really, Grandpa? That's great. I'm glad that you thought
she
that.
She was grand.
I'll tell you.
Her pussy just clung onto it.
Don't tell me about Grandma, Grandpa. I want to hear it.
She just squeezed that shit until it oozed right into a fucking snatch. She was grand. That's one of those things, too, when you do the elbow move.
You do. You have to give that.
She was grand.
Grand, I tell you.
And I'll tell you, this is actually how he talks. It has nothing to do with the fact that he was looking for a word to rhyme with hand.
There's not much you can go with there, you know?
Yes,
you get hand, you got to go grand.
Yes, she was grand. Fell in love, found out firsthand.
Genius.
Which, of course, he could have said something more along the lines of, made me jizz with her hand.
Yes. Then that would have got us. We would have been hooked.
Okay, now we're talking. This is my kind of song. But instead, he fell in love and found out firsthand. Now, here's an interesting thought. He found out firsthand that she was grand?
Or that she was a bitch.
But if that's what he found out, it doesn't say that. It doesn't say it until way later, you know?
Exactly.
It's like, when you say, I found out firsthand, you usually say that she has chlamydia.
That would definitely sour the deal.
But by putting that line there, you're assuming that you found out firsthand something. I guess he said, I met a girl and I thought she was grand, fell in love, and I found out firsthand that she was indeed grand.
She was grand, for sure.
I thought she was grand, but in fact, I found it to be true. Went well for a week or two, then it all came Unglued.
Unglued. Got a week or two relationship, and you're writing a song about it.
I know.
And that's really what the song is. It's about a relationship that lasted 2 weeks. Because that's probably all any girl could handle, the lead singer of Puddle of Mud.
That's right. What is this guy's name? Wes Killington? Wes Sculptington?
It's so rockin'.
Yes.
What a rockin' name.
What is his name? Wes Scantlin.
Scantlin.
That's right. And he co-wrote it with Jimmy Allen.
Oh, who you definitely need a co-writer for the song.
He's the one who said, instead of "she hates me," why don't we put in "fucking"? It was his idea. Fucking was his idea.
Exactly. He's like, this song is good, but it needs to be edgy. If we're gonna steal it from Suicidal Tendencies, we got to make it really edgy. So put fucking in there.
Yes, because Suicidal Tendencies. There's nothing edgy about that band.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Went well for then it all came unglued. Da 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 da. I mean, yeah, it's in a trap, trip I can't grip.
Now
what?
that's
is that right? Is that the right words?
No, that is right. That is right.
What the fuck does that mean? In a trap, trip I can't grip.
Exactly. He's so in love that he's falling, but he can't grip onto her.
Right. I get in a trap. I get that.
Yes.
I can't grip.
But
what does trip mean? What does that have to do with anything?
Well, he never thought he'd be the one to slip,
Right. I get that. Now trip is only in there because otherwise he'd be short a syllable.
And what are you going to rhyme with grip,
Well, slip. He's got slip. That's fine.
Slip, grip, trap. Got it. Song's done. Next song.
Next song.
On to the next one.
God. Yeah, I was reading here that he was being interviewed and he was saying, "Oh yeah, I've been writing every day," and it's like, yeah, I could see how you could shit out a song a day when you're writing this garbage.
Absolutely.
I could shit this out in 10 minutes. I could probably write this 4-minute song in 2 minutes.
I think you could.
I think he did.
And that's just doing the song justice, You write it as quick as possible.
Yes, make sure you spend less time writing it than you do playing it. Because it's garbage.
You think that Fred Durst was just standing over him and he's like, you better come up with some great songs or I'm going to have to fucking rape you. And he was just sweating.
At that moment, I wish JP was here to do his...
Does he do a good Fred Durst impression?
I don't know, but probably. He does a good everybody impression, so...
Damn it, JP, get on this.
I might call him, have him do that, and just drop that in there.
Please do.
I'm sure... See, never thought I'd be the one who'd slip. Which also, he says, slap.
Yeah. Rip, I can't grab.
See, then I started to realize.
Epiphany.
I know. Totally wasted line. Instead of saying, I discovered this, you say, I made a discovery. You don't need to say that you made a discovery. You just say, this is what happened. You don't have to say, something happened. Because of course, he would be short a line if he didn't put that there.
That's why the man's a genius. You can't deny
it. Is that what it is? Is that really what it is? I was living one big lie.
Oh, poor guy.
And honestly, for as stupid a line as that is, one that makes the most sense.
It really is. It's the most profound in the whole song.
Yes, he's actually getting to a point, I guess.
He's realizing that Puddle of Mud is one big lie. That's basically what it comes down to.
It is.
And I don't think that I don't think he's actually talking about a girl. I think he's talking about every music listener fucking hates him after listening to this.
That's true. Oh, I like that. I like that theory a lot.
It's deep. It's deeper than we're giving it credit for.
It always is. At least on this show, it always ends up being. We're able to find the inner meaning of She Hates Me by Puddle of Mud.
God bless him.
I know. I fucking hate him.
You know what? I'm going to join you on that one.
Yes, we can together go forth and hate Wes Scantlin.
I will give him a double punch in the nards for this song.
He's going to show up one day in a show and be like, go for it, bro.
You think you can hit these steel chunches? Do it.
And we probably will.
Hey, we're known to hit a few people here and there.
Just the ones who have it coming.
But then we really get into the chorus of the song.
Chorus, I mean, I can't blame him for, hey, I got an idea. I'll just say it. She fucking hates me. And that's that I actually kind of respect that idea because I like the concept of being completely upfront.
Right.
You know, to the point where it's like really uncomfortable, and it's like I kind of like that. But when you do that, you gotta have at least an inch of depth. This is a paper thin song.
Yeah. And
I think that if you were gonna have this chorus and this main idea that's not deep, that has no, subtext to it, is completely truthful and straightforward and honest in this way that's comical, that I would want to have more depth throughout the song, something else that kind of steers you away from that, so that when it drops and you get this, idea, it's that much more impactful. Whereas this is just like, he has that line and that's the only thing he has on this song. And then the rest is just like, went to the store and then I bought some nachos and I got some ramen and I went home from the store and then I ate my food and I sat on the couch and I farted. She fucking hates me.
See, the problem is you're putting way too much thought into it. You're thinking.
Already.
You can't think.
More has happened in my song about going to the store, buying some ramen, and going home and farting on the couch in this song.
That song that you just made up, I would appreciate it. I can relate to that. I can relate to farting on my couch and feeling this way. Instead, and we're not going to say that we've never had women who don't like us, who fucking hate us. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, throughout the years, that might happen to a guy or two.
Especially Wes Scantlin.
Especially to Wes. Obviously, when you write a song like that, you can read into the depth of his soul,
Which is not very deep.
No, it's really not. It's just a puddle. It's a small puddle of emotion.
Another thing that bothers me about this chorus, and almost nothing happens in this chorus, and yet it's so bothersome. Why does he say trust? That has nothing to do with anything.
Right. And it's not trust me. It's not.
Yeah. It's not I trusted her and she broke this trust. No, he just uses this word. Trust. In fact, he could have said crust.
Yeah. And that would probably make it better.
The puddle of mud has dried over into a thin layer of crust.
Trust. She fucking hates me,
Oh, maybe that's his intention.
I think that is his intention,
like,
but he's
trust me. She hates me.
He's like, trust, man. That's what he's doing.
I think that's more just, I got to fill in this spot with some shit. And he just starts saying something.
Come on, give me the next. The next line is la, 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 love.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
La, 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 love. Okay? He's like, I got to put love in here. What could I do? Oh, la, 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 la. Oh, yeah, la, la, la. Okay, cool.
Right.
I got it.
La, la, la,
la. La, 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 la. That was probably his vocal warm-up. Actually, I can't give him vocal warm-ups for that. If he's probably just, just hits him in the brain and he's going with it. He's rolling.
He's just following that stream of Inspirato down She Fucking Hates Me road.
Down the rabbit hole. Where it belongs.
He tried too hard, and she tore his feelings out like he had none.
God, how could you do that?
Check this out. How could she tear his feelings out if he had none?
Well, like he had none. Come on, he's trying to say.
But even if you follow that analogy,
right?
Like I had none,
right?
It doesn't really make sense. She tore my feelings out like she did not care if I had any.
There you go.
Right? She treated me like I had no feelings. But she can't tear out your feelings if you don't have any. Therefore, it can't be like you don't have any.
Right. You either have it or you don't. So what is it?
It's like I stole that can of soda like there was no can of soda. Like as if it wasn't even there. I guess that's kind of an interesting. I stole it like I was so swift. It was like it was never there, man.
Dude.
But I mean, it doesn't speak to how you did it. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense.
And he tried too hard. He was trying really hard.
I get that. He seems like the desperate type.
He does. He seems like the kind of overbearing guy who just meets her on the first date and then he's calling her the very next minute.
Oh, totally.
Absolutely. And then he's like, I wrote a song for you. And he starts it off. And then she hangs up the phone. And he's like, I got the rest. I know what I'm going to write about. My 2-week relationship is over.
Yeah, and how much could she hate him within 2 weeks?
Exactly.
Unless he's a colossal asshole.
Did he run over her dog and then rape her grandmother?
Try to finger blast her and missed.
And missed and got her ear hole instead. We know how that goes.
That's pretty far. It rapes me in the ear.
It does. It's like a ear hole rape listening to the song.
And then he goes, and rip them away.
Right.
She tore my feelings and ripped them away.
Right. Like I had none and then ripped them away. So there was something there that she was able to rip away, but he didn't have him. And
As though he didn't even have them. But isn't tore and ripped away the same? I
would agree. Yes. I would have to concur.
Going back to my soda analogy, I stole it and then I took it.
Here. My good man.
Okay, good. Here's the thing. So much of this song is this songwriting from just trying to fill up space.
Right.
Just desperately going okay, just whatever fits here. It's a song full of placeholders. And that's not where songwriting lives. There's no impact to that. It's
I hope not.
If you're writing a song, every line can be valuable real estate for you to move your story forward and take somebody on a journey. Or it's something to be washed over to don't bore us, get to the chorus.
No, it just sucks because, that's the reason why we're talking about this song right now.
Sure is. Branding, motherfucker.
Come on.
Yeah, brand that shit.
I'll brand it.
She was queen for about an hour. What the fuck does that mean?
Did she just go down on him right away, right when they met?
That's quite possible.
And 1 hour, and then after that, shit got sour. So she obviously got a mouthful of something she didn't want. It was the deal.
She was queen for about an hour. I don't know. I don't just get behind this. She was queen for about,
So that means in this 2-week relationship, 1 to 2 week relationship that they had, it was only great for 1 hour of those 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then she fucking hated him after that.
See, yeah, and that's the thing. It's if she hates him, she was a queen, she was great, he treated her great, and then she turned into an asshole. It's if she hates him, I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
It sounds to me like a junior high relationship is what
totally
this song is about,
It absolutely is.
Like when you fall so deeply in love with somebody right away, and for no reason because she touched your pee-pee, and no one's ever done that before, and you're so deeply in love with her, and then it ends in 2 weeks, and that's the longest relationship you've ever had. That's basically the mentality of the song is, I'm an 8th grader, and I'm going to write this song.
Yeah.
And maybe he was in 1993. I don't know, but probably not.
Probably not.
He's probably still working at McDonald's at that time and graduated high school.
He probably still is. So there's that.
Well, now for sure. Sure. And it just makes me sad that we actually know this song from this band. You know what I mean? That they were on the Billboard charts for 2001. This was the most downloaded song on the internet in 2001 was this song. Now you got to think the internet back in 2001, you probably weren't downloading too much music. Was there even Napster in 01? I'm trying to think.
Yes.
Okay, you'll agree with that.
I think so, yeah.
I'm trying to think.
I kind of remember that. This was out in 02. Peaked at number 13 on the Billboard Hot 100.
I can't believe it made it that far.
There's no rule saying that just because something's popular, it's good.
100%.
Plenty of number one hits that we would probably say now aren't good.
Belong on the show.
And it is great to be number one, and it's important, and it becomes more likely that the song's going to last. But I bet you if you went to 1982 and picked all the number one songs, I bet there might be one or two that you're like, oh, I don't know that song.
Yeah, there'll be a cheese fest going on for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot that I'm sure you'll be like, oh yeah, that song. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, I know that song, whatever. I haven't thought about it in a while, but there's probably some that are like, wait, what? Or 1974, some song by an artist you never heard of. You get Chevy Van or something. She took all I ever had, no sign of guilt, no feeling of bad. I think that might be a mistype because
That's not.
You heard that? Wow.
Yeah. No, that's the English language to him. That's.
I'm pretty sure he goes no feeling bad, but no feeling of bad is pretty funny. I would like to think that he does say that.
Yeah, and the fact that he has to say no after that, but you got to give yourself a little comma and say no. Feeling of bad. No, she has no feelings for him.
No feeling of bad.
No feeling of bad.
No sign of guilt, no feeling of bad. She took all I ever had. You were with her for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
The problem is all he had was his paper hat from McDonald's.
Exactly.
And she took that from him.
You bitch.
You cunt. And again, I'm going to write a nothing line, and then I'm going to write another line that means the same thing. Make sure I reiterate my lack of a point over and over again.
Over and over again. Hey, he's really hammering it away.
I know. Here, pre-chorus number 2, in a trapped trip, I can't grip.
He's repeating himself there.
But it says trapped here instead of trap. First time it says trap. I think this is just bad typing.
It definitely could be.
I most certainly did not go and transcribe these lyrics by hand. I'll tell you that.
No, we were listening very in depth.
You know, I tell you what. If the line were in a trap tripped, I can't grip. That makes 10% more sense.
It does.
Because a trap has been tripped, right?
Yes, you tripped
like
your
a
trap.
Bear trap. You stepped in the bear trap and it tripped and it,
Well, it would probably grip the shit out of you at that point.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if he fell into like a sinkhole.
Let's say a tiger hole dug in the ground in the jungle.
That kind of thing.
There you go. And he set it off. Can't
tripped. And the sides are slippery with mud, so you can't crawl out.
Puddle of mud, and he's
Puddle of butt mud.
He's stuck in there. That I understand. Yeah. That's almost poetic. That's giving him a lot of credit.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Too much credit.
Sometimes I have to offer up, hey, here's something you could have done if you weren't an idiot. Never thought I'd be the one who slipped. We did that already. And then I started to realize I was... And the other thing, realize. I started to realize. So, emphasis, realize. Not on realize, one big lie. You know? By putting the rhyme on the I, it makes it seem like
that's the word.
There's an emphasis on lies. So, realize.
Right.
I began to realize I was living one big lie.
God, that's such great song lyrics.
I know. If only we could be like Wes.
Oh, Wes.
Let's see. Next verse. That's my story, as you see. Like, are you fucking kidding me? What is it, the nursery rhyme?
Yes, definitely.
There's my story. Boop, 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 boop.
See, you could have wrote this song with Raffi, all right? And if you were going to write children's songs.
Yeah, Raffi is a fucking American treasure.
He is, and I'm sorry, Raffi. I know you're probably not alive anymore, but you could be.
I think he is.
I'm gonna say you're living well off your children's songs.
Baby Beluga, motherfucker.
Hell yeah. I don't know where it'd be today without that song.
That was my life when I was 4.
But if he just took out fucking hates me, this could easily be a child song. You could definitely write this as a nursery rhyme.
Oh, yeah. Raffi's still going, man.
Oh, God bless you, Raffi.
He's Armenian.
Is he Armenian?
He is.
I guess that makes sense where the name Raffi comes from. Yeah. Because that's not a very Americanized name.
He's 67. He was born in Egypt.
I don't know why I thought he was...
He's still going.
God bless you, Raffi. Come on.
Fuck yeah, Raffi.
Thanks for all our songs back in our childhood.
I wouldn't be where I am today. So, yeah, maybe we could study from some Raffi and be like, yeah, this is what I'm talking about.
That's what I need.
There's my story, as you see. See, that's so meaningless. You don't say, here's my song, it's going to have a story.
Yeah.
And here it goes. Those aren't lyrics. No. Those aren't lyrics. That's like wasting time, Just tell the story. Set up the story. Don't say, I'm going to tell a story. And when it's over, don't go, I just told you a story.
No, you got to write that in there so people know what's going on.
I didn't know that was your story. I didn't realize it. Thank you for pointing that out.
Was this actually a song I was listening to?
As you see.
Oh, thanks, Wes.
I don't see, because I'm listening to it. I take it in my ears. All I can see is that kid's butt cheeks on the album cover. It's still disturbed by that album cover. Learned my lesson, and so did she. Okay, right there. That is pretty impactful.
Absolutely.
Because that sounds like he fucking hit her.
He did.
It's like, that makes it sound like I fucking taught her a lesson.
Yeah, and I told her twice. I done told her twice.
Wow, shit, this just got into some, like, domestic violence right there in that second line of the third verse.
And, you know, I don't want to judge people, but I kind of do. But
You probably should.
I probably should. But when you look at this band, you probably think of them as wife beaters. Like, you know, they're probably punching a few ladies. I'm like, that's how they're coming up with these songs.
Yeah, a little bit. Definitely with a line like that.
There's some WT going on in this band.
Wait, what's that?
Oh, that's white trash.
Yes.
The WT.
Yes, there definitely is.
As most bands that Fred Durst would sign, they'd have to be white trash. And the name of the record company, Flawless Records. Flawless.
Flawlessly lame.
Because when I think of Puddle of Mud, I think of flawless.
Now it's over, and I'm glad.
Me too.
That's another thing. It's just reiterating that's my story. Now it's over. You know, all throwaway lines. Like, you didn't need to tell me that was over. You know how I know it was over? The song ends. Yeah. That's when I know it's over.
And we know your relationship is over if she fucking hates you.
Unless you fucking got her pregnant, which you probably did.
And then it goes on for 18 years after that.
Now it's over, and I'm glad.
Yay!
Because I'm a fool for all I've said.
But that's the best. Rhyming glad with said.
Yeah, you know, I'm not completely against that, you know, considering all of the, like, Dr. Seuss rhymes that are in here.
Right.
You know, grand band, two glued, you know, grip, slip, realize, lie. It's kind of nice to have one that's a near rhyme that's not so on the nose. Everything is so on the nose.
But you know he was probably trying so hard to actually do that, and he couldn't.
And he couldn't be bothered to spend the $10 for a rhyming dictionary.
I'll just say, sad. Wait, did you say sad? No, said. I said said. Oh,
I know.
okay.
I'm shocked that he didn't use sad.
Yeah.
That was like,
use
totally,
it enough.
Use every other fucking cliche. Use had bad. Why not glad sad?
Glad sad. That makes
Moon June spoon. Now it's over, and I'm glad.
I'm so happy.
Because I'm a fool for all I've said. I don't know what that means.
Does that mean that he said too much, and that's the reason why she doesn't love him anymore after 2 weeks?
I guess. Or I kind of took it to mean like he's put it all out there about this relationship and shared it with us, the listening audience, and he feels foolish for being so forthright with this personal information, even though he didn't actually tell us anything. There's no detail about it.
There's no context to why she fucking hates him.
No.
There's none. No.
That's the first thing you think.
There's absolutely none. That's how you could write this entire song, is just tell me why. Tell me what happened.
And you know, she probably has a pretty good reason.
I would say so. I would definitely say so. I'm thinking
he hit her. I really think so.
You know what? When after he told her once and she didn't learn her lesson, you know, he definitely hit her.
I learned my lesson, and so did she. Right in the fucking face.
Right in the kisser. You bastard.
Yeah, I don't know what because I'm a fool for all I've said is supposed to mean. But now he's glad. He's glad.
I'm happy for him. I really am.
What you said, you know, if someone walked up to me and I said, "Oh, how's your, you know, girlfriend, whatever," and they go, "She fucking hates me," what's the first thing I would say is, "Why? Why?
Why does she hate you?"
That's the first question you have when someone says that. Why don't you put that in your song?
No, because that would actually answer the question. That would answer it.
And it requires just an iota of imagination.
And even if he did write the song and it was something that really happened to him, then he would actually have something in depth to talk about, to actually say.
He would have a reason. There would be a reason. There would be something he could draw from that.
Right.
To put it in the tune.
And even if you're just ripping off suicidal tendencies anyway, which you totally are, even if you're ripping that off, if you got into your soul for a minute and just told us what really happened, then we could actually relate to it.
Yes.
And it would be a song. It'd be like, well, he ripped off the chord progression. The chord progression is a complete ripoff, but at least he told us something about, at least he actually
who he is
felt
and how he feels. And
about how he feels. But we obviously know there's not many layers to that onion. There's, you peeled the skin off and there was no onion underneath there.
Yeah, it's more like an avocado. This is just like
just a pit.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he had so many opportunities to say something of value.
Well, that just goes to show where the band went. They had 2 singles, and that was their big success. And then after that, I mean, not to knock that, because I wish I could say the same thing. I wish you could be like,
right.
Well, my song that I wrote really fucking sucks, and but you can listen to it and it, right. But luckily, kids today who are listening to music, they don't even know who Puddle of Mud is. You couldn't.
That is true. That is very true. It's over.
They're not saying, "Oh, my favorite band from back in the day is the Beatles and Puddle of Mud." I'd have to put them together. So that's definitely rings true to where the band went at that point. But yeah, if you just opened a little bit of your soul, Wes, we might have been able to relate with you. But thank you for not, because we wouldn't be able to talk about you right now.
It's pretty much like he's saying something happened. Now she fucking hates me, and that's the line. All the verse is just like something happened and it was bad. You know what that is? That's lyrics from a cocky douchebag. That's really what it is. You're extremely cocky and you're a douche. And the thing about this song, the heart and soul of it, is that he's just saying this thing. She fucking hates me. He's saying this thing that's so, brash that it's like, oh, that's shocking. So like that's all there is to the song. Yeah. There's no actual depth to it. There's nothing behind that. And no, it's just getting It could have. And what a great thing it would have been, if he did just that, if he really actually told a story and made it mean something. Yeah. And, I think that's such a great line, because you could turn it around and give it more meaning if you had fucking 2 brain cells to rub together. Right. I mean, you could be telling a story from 2 different perspectives. You could be telling her perspective, his perspective, and saying why anyone's perspective. Just a perspective, instead of writing a nursery rhyme. Yeah. And it's like, if you could do that, that would actually make the song interesting. Be able to have, oh, this is her side of the story, this is my side of the story, but she still fucking hates me. Because, I mean, once you say that, that's what got people like, oh my God, she fucking hates him. And they're like, oh, I want to sing along to that, Yeah, I relate to it. And yes. It's something like what I experience in my life. Yes. I guess the broadness and the lack of depth is something that people can relate to, because it's so unspecific. It's like, that's happened to everybody, but also there's nothing at stake. Right. I don't feel for him. I'm not like, wow, he went through something. It's just like something happened. Shit. Yeah. And now I'm sad, and it's bad. And I'm glad. But it's not rad. You're the best I ever had. Have you met my friend? His name is Chad. Hi, Chad. And he's hanging here with Tad. Oh, God. I've known him since he was a lad. Hey, you just came out with the next single for Puddle of Mud. Yeah. Copyright Feingold, fuck off. Feingold, don't you dare steal that. And it's interesting. It was number 1 single on the Billboard mainstream rock tracks, and it was preceded by Never Again by Nickelback. Oh. Right? God, that was just a great time of music. I know. I don't even know that one. I don't know what that is. But succeeded by You Know You're Right by Nirvana. There you go. It was when that Greatest Hits came out, and they did that unreleased cut, which was a really good song. It was a really good song. But it just makes so much sense that he's, succeeded by his idol he's trying to rip off. Who's not even alive anymore and is still charting better than you. As he should. That was actually a good track. I mean, I would listen to a Kurt Cobain fart on an 8-track before I would listen to any of Puddle of Mud songs. So. That would actually probably be pretty cool. It would probably be pretty good. I bet it would have that cool analog warmth. And I feel like Kurt Cobain's farts were probably really long and really loud. I feel like they probably were just like...
Oh,
you
yeah,
know, because all the heroin and stuff, and just kind of he had a lot of stomach problems too.
As I did today, I was feeling the same way.
Yeah,
I'm sorry I can't share that with you.
Yeah, please don't fart into my microphone.
Okay, I won't.
And of course, it has a solo in there, which is such garbage. I mean, all he does. Okay, wah pedal is like the go-to for. I have no ideas. I'm gonna put this here.
It's probably the worst guitar solo in a song.
Yeah, all he does is like he just follows like the chords. You know,
follows the chords.
Fuck you.
And just hits wah.
Yeah,
and it's not even that well orchestrated. It's set.
No,
it's just really is. Probably
follows the chord, plays the root to each chord, basically.
Right,
that's pretty much it. Wah 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 wah. There you go.
Done.
All right. Well, that was uneventful.
If the lyrics are better than the solo, that's just telling you how good that solo is in that song.
Not that there's anything wrong with wah on its own.
No.
And there's many great wah tracks.
If you're Jimi Hendrix, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's also a crutch for people who are uninventive.
Yes.
They really will rely on it and be like, well, I have no ideas. I'll just use my wah pedal.
Done.
Some may say, I don't want to get too scandalous, but there are some players who might rhyme with flirk flammet who do similar things.
Don't get people mad.
Whatever. Turn it off. You don't need it.
You don't need it.
You know, I have a couple of wah pedals, and I like them. I love wah.
Yeah.
I don't like to use it in my own stuff because it seems to me so derivative, and it's like it's been done so well by so many other people. I don't know what I'm going to bring to the table that's going to be that interesting to it.
If you're doing something funky and stuff like that,
yeah, I guess so.
You know,
again, it's like that becomes so cliche, though. You know, at a certain point, you know, when I really started getting to playing funk music, I was like, no wah, dude, no wah, because it becomes this bad cliche funk. I want it to be, you know, real.
Right, if you're covering a funk song and it requires it.
Oh yeah,
it's awesome.
Totally. You know, if you're doing the song that has the wah, you do the wah. Totally. Yeah. Absolutely. And
But I understand what you're saying. If you're going to write something funky and new, you're not going to go going to go for that sound.
Again, there is a level of crutchness to it that, oh, well, this will make people think it's this.
Right.
You know,
I can stay on one chord and just keep doing it over and over again because I got my wah pedal going.
Yeah, and I think there's a little more art to it than people think.
Yeah.
You have to make it match, and if it doesn't match, it's just like sounds like gobbledygook. It's just meaningless.
What are you, a 70-year-old Jewish man? That's gobbledygook.
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Hey, that's where you get some of your best phrases from. That's right. Like it's from old Jewish men.
That's right. They just have all the best words.
What am I, a feather? Knock me over. What does that mean? I gotcha.
That's one of those things. It just have a little wah pause, you know. But here it's definitely like, okay, you have no talent. You need a wah pedal.
Right. You know how to play four chords, so you're gonna try to mix those four chords up.
I feel like that should be a Jim Dunlop thing. They should offer like free wah pedals to people with no talent.
Right? They're like, oh,
no talent. Here's a free crybaby.
Get yourself a wah pedal. Make yourself sound different,
just like everybody else.
Thanks, crybaby.
I love Dunlop. Yes. I love your picks. I love your Tortex sharps.
Hey, if I don't see my turtle on my picks, I'm upset. All right.
I have a lot of MXR stuff, and I have a lot of I have an Octavia and stuff. So
yeah, we're not. This ain't a harp on Jim Dunlop. All right,
I have a crybaby. I promise.
Oh, absolutely. At least one. If you're a guitar player and you haven't had a crybaby within your life, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah. I'm on my. I have second, and then I have a Morley that I really like. Actually, please don't get mad at me, Dunlop, because they're local. That's the other thing. So
you know, I'm knocking on your door, watch you while you're sleeping,
and then the song ends. And then it keeps going for another, 40 seconds.
Right.
And it's just the chord progression. It's like, why is it still going?
That confuses me, because I don't understand if they didn't cut it properly. Like, they had the song end, and then the guitar player just kept going, and they were like, yes, that's how we need to end it.
It's not the worst idea, but the ending's good. It you know, for a bullshit song, it's like they hit hard on those words. She fucking hurts me. They put the big hits on the words.
Yeah.
You know, the drums follow the lyrics, the chords, everything hits on the lyrics. It's so huge that it's like, yeah.
Yeah,
that's the way that song should have ended.
It does.
100%. That's something I can get behind and say, you guys did exactly what you were supposed to do there, and, more power to you. And then, just let it go.
Because then there's like, a half a second of silence, and then it goes back into the same chord progression that the entire song is.
Because we haven't heard it enough.
Just in case we didn't get the point. Got to keep going with it. That just takes a song where you could have ended it really strong, but then you're going to keep going with it just to make the diarrhea keep dripping out of your asshole. In the puddle.
In the puddle of mud. Where is that name all about?
That is true. How did they come up with that? That seems to me something like Fred Durst came up with. I don't know why, but I feel like that's something that he came in with and he's like, I got it.
Yeah. I don't know if they were already Puddle of Mud. It says they formed in 91.
They did. Okay. Oh, wow. They were together that long? For 10 years?
No, because I think it was just kind of the guy and he kept changing people.
Right.
They're from Kansas City.
Missouri?
Yep, Missouri.
You gotta say Missouri.
Missouri.
There you go.
All right, so I think we've had enough of Puddle of Mud, and we can shift gears to the segment entitled "This Song Fucking Jams: A Pleasant Alternative," where we discuss a song that we've been jamming on lately that is a pleasant alternative to this piece of garbage that we've been discussing for the last hour. So Luke, what have you been jamming on lately? What has been something you're like, I got to put this on. I got to hear this tune. It gets me rolling.
There's so many songs out there that I listen to, and I do have a very eclectic style. And I'm not just saying this because Phife Dawg just recently passed away. God rest his soul. But I am a Tribe Called Quest fan for life. I'm going to say Electric Relaxation is just a jam that I can get down with all the time. I mean, I love to put Tribe on, especially when I'm driving the 5 freeway. But, there's just something about the way that Phife Dawg and Q-Tip flow, and especially on that song. I mean, they talk about busting semen in your eye. Come on, not getting hernia. So it's just genius. But the way that they flow together was unlike any other group. I mean, you can say De La Soul, Jungle Brothers, you can get with that. But I mean, they just epitomized the sound from New York City. God, I still get so upset that I have never seen them in concert. And I remember when I was living in LA, they did a surprise show at the Wiltern Theater, and I'm reading about it in the newspaper the next day, because that's the way it always goes when there's shows like that. You find out the next day after it's happened.
Especially when you're an LA person, because you get so many cool surprise things that
it's
just
true.
Miss out on.
There's so many great shows, and I've just been so upset that I've never been able to see them. And then it's come to fruition that I know I will never see them. I will never get to see them. You know, and but I always crank Tribe. I love them. That song, I mean, come on. Even if you're not, even if you don't love hip hop, you put that song on, the way that it flows, the old school jams that they would put behind it. It's a shit. It's definitely the shit.
When was that song out?
I want to say
90s jam.
92 or 93. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it could definitely be. So it was definitely, I got into Tribe Called Quest, I remember, from my sister, and she had Midnight Marauders in her room. And I remember looking at the painting of, it's like the outline of an African woman, and it's got the reds and the green color. And I was just very attracted to it. And you put that on, and just that entire album is unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. Yeah. And, but yeah, definitely I got to give respect to Phife Dawg. God rest his soul. I've been jamming to that song quite a bit. If you haven't given that a listen to in a while, or you've never given that whole album a listen, put it on, do yourself a favor, get in the car, get funky, listen to that song, jam out.
And great spring, summer jams, right?
Definitely.
Great thing for this time of year to be fucking feeling good with the weather. And
if you're ever feeling in a funk, you put that kind of music on and it just takes you out of it. I feel like there's some driving music, and that's driving music right there. That's my jam.
Yeah, good shit. So I'm going with a band called Turquoise.
Ooh, Turquoise.
Turquoise, Turquoise, out of, I think they're out of Brooklyn. They're definitely out of
There we go,
New
sticking
York.
with the New York theme. I like that.
Yeah, actually, and sticking with the funky theme. They're like a funk band. God, they're probably about at least 9-piece, possibly 10-piece. the tune that I've been jamming on is this one called Chat Lunatique, right?
Ooh.
French, the crazy cat.
Oh, c'est bon, monsieur.
And I saw a performance of them. They do High Sierra, and they did. There's a thing called Jam in the Van.
Oh yeah,
You've
absolutely.
seen this? So
yeah.
it's like a video thing where they're in a van. They put the band.
It's actually a big Winnebago that they're in,
Right, right,
but they
something
call
like
it Jam in the Van. But it would be hard to get them all inside that.
It's a big band. It's a huge group.
Yeah.
And they do this song on there. And let's see, they've got bass, lead singer plays guitar, lead guitar, 2 background vocalists. I think they have 3 horn players, so that's like 8. Did I say drums? Did I cover drums?
I don't think you covered drums.
There's a drummer, so that's 9. I think that's the entire group.
Are they a French band? No, you said they're from New York.
New York.
Okay.
I have a feeling, though, that maybe the main guy or someone might be from New Orleans. There's some kind of Cajun connection in there somewhere.
Okay.
So I don't know for sure, but totally a funk band. And of course, like I said, High Sierra, very much of that style of the kind of funk jam band thing, which usually is not kind of my thing. Again, like I said earlier, I was into a lot of funk stuff, especially in college, and I studied very closely. I played a ton of it, and I would see a lot of these bands, and they all kind of started running together, and just not really having much meaning to me. And I started getting really tired of it. It started getting really boring. And not having a lot of independence. It was just this kind of throwaway thing, like, oh, we'll do some Waka Jawaka guitar, and that's it, and some mixolydian.
Same old.
I got so sick of that, And this band gets it. They get it so hard. It's like, obviously, it has that feel, and it has that up tempo, very groovin', very 16th notey, and it's a little the swunk, where the 16th notes are a little swung, which is nice. We love that feel. The thing that I just love about it is that they have moves worked out to go with the song.
Nice.
And the whole band does it. All the horn players, all the background singers, the 2 ladies who do backgrounds. I got such a crush on one of them. They're so beautiful, and they're so good. And they have the moves down. And they have these hits in the song that are very complex and beautifully composed. They're not just like bounce, 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 or something easy and obvious. It's very interesting, and they do the moves with them, and the band nails it, and they're so tight, so fucking tight. Oh yeah, they gotta have a keyboard player too. I guess they have a keyboard player, so I guess I'm up to 10
Maybe
people.
10 members, yeah.
Yeah. If you're gonna do it, it of course has to be tight, but all the moves are also just complete, like military tight, and dynamics for days. They bring it and they get it to that furious bubbling height, and then just drop it down, and it's whispery, and god damn it, why don't more bands play quiet?
Right. Yeah.
The power of the quiet, and really quiet,
that can be the most powerful thing in a song.
Awesome. Yeah, so that you can build up all that again, and it is that journey. The drummer is just smoking. He's nailing all the hits and doing cool fills. Pretty long guitar solo. The guitar player, he's got this auto-wah thing. That's fun, wah, 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 kind of opens every time he's hitting it hard. And the horn lines are killer. Nice. I'm a sucker for a great horn line. And that's another thing, though, is that, it's so easy to just make a boring little melody and just harmonize in there. Go do that. But no, they don't do that. It's really cool. It's really interesting. It's from a record apparently from 2011 called Zerbert, like Herbert, but with a Z.
A Zerbert.
I always go for, I try to listen to a live version. I actually really like the one from A Live Affair. I think that one's closest to the video one that I saw, the one on Jam in a Van, because they had the energy on that one. It was magical. It really was a magical performance that comes off my computer screen, I
got to check that out.
Yeah, every time I see it, I'm just like so excited, and so in love with that one background singer. They just have it. They're spectacular, and they're touring, and a really cool band. Definitely worth checking out.
Check them out.
Yeah, super fun.
Nice.
So I think that does everything for Puddle of Mud. You got anything else to say? All right, then.
Excuse me.
Okay. So for Luke Guidi and Puddle of Mud, I'm Jeff Kalmbach. Don't let the man get you down.